Reclaimer here, reclaiming my retro past once again. Again, been a while since my last video. I've done this a few times this year. Just been a bit slower this year. I've not been picking up anything amazing, not come across anything sort of really good, and I've not been spending as much on collecting games. And obviously with that being the case, it means that there's less videos. Yeah, video responses and stuff like that. Again, I've just started watching YouTube again. I've had another break from it. Again, just putting my time towards different hobbies, more shifts at work, things like that. But yeah, and obviously playing games. I think there's a few games that I've completed that's this last couple of months. So, and it obviously takes up time. But we're back. I've got some stuff, and I've got some pretty good stuff to show as well. So this is all again from the past 3 months or so. So we'll start with this. So I can't remember what it was, but a while back now, a few months ago, we went to Arcade Club, and I noticed a poster in the shop on your way out, and it was of the first 150 Pokemon, and I remember having this poster, and I thought, oh, it's a shame that's not for sale. And I didn't even ask if it was a bit ruined anyway, to be honest. But it got me thinking, so when I went back, I had a quick look on eBay, and I managed to find one. So it's quite big, and obviously it's just a big poster full of the first 150 Pokemon. Again, there's a date on this. Where is it? 2000. So down at the bottom, there's a few different variations of these type of posters. But yeah, I believe this is sort of an original one from back in the day. It came folded up as it was. I don't know whether it came in a magazine or what it came in exactly. But I bought this off a seller who had a few of them. Idea not just to put it on as a poster, but I want to get it in a frame. It just means that it'll last longer. I've had posters up before, and I always tend to just rip them down. I think they look a bit scruffy. So yeah, I'm going to try and find a frame for it, get it in a frame, and I think that'll look really good displayed on a wall. So again, just it decorates the room in game related stuff, and especially something which everyone knows I'm a big fan of. Number one nostalgia for me is Pokemon. What else? I've been on holiday as well, staycation down Pool Way, and I had a look in a few charity shops whilst we were down there. Not specifically looking for anything, just as we was out, I just popped in. Not game related, but I found this DVD box set for Lost. Really nice condition, and that's the reason I picked it up, really. It was probably the first series I've ever sat down and watched. I remember certainly the first season I watched not live, I would just say I watched as it came out. I remember, I was in high school, year 7 or 8 or something. I was only young, but I remember Tuesday nights or whenever it was, I used to get into the living room, sit there and watch this. There is one disc missing from the second series, which is a shame, so it's probably missing 4, maybe 5 episodes. But it's not the end of the world. Ideally it would have been complete and it would have been perfect, but yeah, one disc missing. We'll let it slide. But yeah, really nice condition, and that was like £6 from a charity shop. So, what else have we got? A bag here. So this is from an old friend of mine, Coulton, who you probably be watching this. He messaged me a while back saying he had some Tony Hawk's games and do I want them and stuff. So obviously I said yeah, of course, and then he brought them round. But there's 2 microphones in there as well. I already have this one, but I didn't have the white one, so that's cool to have. And then obviously to have more, you never know, things break, especially as they get older. And who knows, someday in the future you might find that there's 3 people all trying to sing Green Day Rock Band. I don't know. So yeah, brilliant to have. I think these ones were intended for the SingStar. Is it called SingStar? But you can use them for the Rock Band games as well. As well, the Tony Hawk's games as mentioned. So there's Pro Skater 3, Pro Skater 4, and the brilliant thing is I've not got these ones. I've got the first 2. Do I have? Let me just check. And I've got Tony Hawk's Underground 2. So 3 and 4, Watch Dogs for the 360, Tony Hawk's Underground, and Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. Those 2 were my favourite sort of growing up. Obviously the original Tony Hawk's Pro Skater I loved, but I remember playing Tony Hawk's Underground thinking that was really good, because it was like you create your own character and there's like a story mode to it. American Wasteland I think was very similar to Underground. You create a character and you build a skate park. I think that was the main theme of the game, is actually building a theme park. Not a theme park, a skate park. So yeah, great to get those. So yeah, thank you very much, Fulton, for those. Next. So, for a while now I've been checking on Argos for 3DS games, because, in fact I didn't show those. So yeah, for a while I've been checking on Argos for 3DS games. They were selling quite a few, I'm going back 6 months, but they were selling quite a few for low prices, a couple of quid, or, £4, £5, £6. And it would just, whether you had them, whether your local store had them in stock, you couldn't get them delivered. If they had them in stock, you could go over. So a few of us have picked these up, and I always check on every now and then, and it seems to be that there's still games that they've got which they've not sold. So 2 that I've picked up are Pokemon Sun and Moon. So these are sealed. I've got both of these unsealed, so I'm going to keep those sealed. Keep them in the. I don't normally collect sealed games, but Pokemon, these are like, I think they were 11 quid, 12 quid each. I guarantee you in 5 years they'll be double that. 10 years they'll probably be a lot more, especially in this state. So, and I think the Pokemon Sun and Moon seems to be the least popular out of certainly all the modern ones. So, which means they'll probably sell less and they'll be a bit rarer. I'm hoping anyway. So they're more of an investment. I probably won't keep these sealed for the collection as such, just because I like to have things open and play stuff open. So yeah, I'll probably find myself in the future selling those off and getting something else. Zelda Triforce Heroes. This is one that a few times I've put in the basket to get, but they didn't have any in stock in my local Argos. And then again, down the line I've tried again and they've got them. So I don't know how it works exactly. I'm guessing they get moved about. If they're not selling somewhere, maybe they'll move them somewhere where they're more likely to sell. And I'm guessing that's what's happened here. So it's always worth going back on, just having a look, see if you've got stuff. So yeah, I paid £4 for that. Obviously it's a Zelda game for a start, which is great. And I'm sure, again, I don't intend to keep it sealed. I'll open it when I come to play it, if I eventually do. But yeah, I have no intention of keeping sealed games. And for £4 you can't go wrong. Then am I up to date? Yeah. So yesterday I had the car in the garage. It's near the town centre. So when I go to pick up the car, I pop my head in CEX. Probably 9 times out of 10 that I'll go into CEX, I won't pick anything up. I look around, see what's there, and then walk back out. Obviously, if I see something that I know I really want and it's the right price, I'll grab it. And so yeah, I saw Whiplash on the original Xbox. This was £4, I think. £4. I used to love this game. I remember having it back in the day. Really enjoyed it. It's a proper good, funny platformer, and I never finished it. I remember I got stuck at one point. I didn't know where to go, and I never progressed from that point. But I really enjoyed playing it, and I've thought for a few months now that if I, search for this, I need to try and find it. I would have just bought it off CX Online as well. So when I saw it in store, I was like, yeah, I'm going to grab that. And then because I grabbed one, I thought I'd round it up to a tenner. Munch's Odyssey, that's another one. I was always a fan of Abe's Odyssey, and then when this one came out on the Xbox, I had it. Really enjoyed playing it. Again, never finished it. I don't think I was very good at platformers. Are some of the hardest games. I found that if you played like a movie game or an adventure game or whatever, you generally guided through the whole thing. Whereas these sort of games, as puzzlers, they can be really tricky. There's a lot of tricky spots, so you end up giving up getting past a certain stage. You've got to think a bit more. But they're fantastic. Two really good platformers on the original Xbox. So yeah, I will enjoy going back playing those at some point. And then I noticed this steelbook for Resident Evil 6, which I do have Resi 6, but I don't have a steelbook version. And of course, it's selling for the same price. And it's in really nice condition, so that's the main thing. When you come across steelbooks, a lot of the time you might be missing this slip cover. If you're not missing it, it's all scratched. This is usually damaged, but yeah, this is in really nice condition. And I do like steelbooks. But there was a time where I used to go in to CX and find loads, and I'd buy as many as I could. Whereas they seem to be a bit more hard to come by nowadays. So yeah. So if I see steelbooks that I don't have, I will grab them, as long as they're in nice condition. So yeah, really happy to have those. And like I said, altogether a tenner for those 3 games, which you can't go wrong, can you? Where else are we? So, does that bring us... brilliant. Right, so this is really good. I mean, you can tell with the bag, JD Sports, that's the old JD logo. So we've got a retro bag there. This is from a friend at work. He went in his mum's attic and had a clear out up there. Came across this stuff, and he sent me a video of it. And because obviously he knows I'm into this sort of stuff. And then he just brought it in work one day, and he said, "Oh, I brought it for you. You'll get more use and fun out of it and whatever." And I'm really, really grateful and really happy to have this. John, it's Scouse John, his name is. Supports Liverpool, loves Liverpool. But he don't really, it's Everton. But if he watches this, it'll wind him up, so it's worth it. So there's a Joytech controller for the PS1 here. I've never seen one of these before. It looks pretty cool, actually. And obviously you can guess the theme we're going here. We're going PS1. Let's see, there's a few bits. We've got a HMV memory card, total driving. There's a few loose games and bits and pieces of cases and stuff. So Champions League football, PGA Tour 96, Die Hard trilogy, but it is missing the game. I think this one. Yeah, the game's missing from that one, but at least there's a case there. If I do come across the game at some point, I'm dropping stuff everywhere here. We'll just get these. Okay, and then again another one missing the game, sadly. But Grand Theft Auto limited edition. That would have been brilliant to have the game inside there. But yeah, it wasn't there, unfortunately. But it is what it is. We've got another memory card here, another third party one. A group of wires and a controller. So this controller is again a PS1 controller, the lighter coloured grey. A bit damaged here, but we'll have a look at that. Maybe just cut it shorter, rewire it. And I've not tested this stuff yet. but hopefully we can get that restored into good order. So put those down there. So yeah, there's a SCART lead there as well. Just the wires for the console, which of course is a PS1, and it's got the attached screen. So it's not the official PS1 screen. It is a Joytech. So I think, where's that controller? Yeah, so the controller's Joytech. So I'm guessing the controller come with a screen, which is pretty cool. Really fits really nicely. Got a little handle on it, and I've tested this and it does work as well, which is brilliant. The console works, the screen works, and there's a switch here as well for PAL or NTSC. So whether that's for a chips PlayStation 1, whether you can play NTSC on here, I'm not sure how it works, but of course if you're playing any American copies of games, it just gives you that option of a quick switch, and then you're playing in 60 Hz. And yeah, it's just it's amazing. Some of the screens, the original PS1 screens, are selling for quite a bit at the moment, and it does have, yeah, so I'm guessing you can just bring that forward and find it at a comfortable angle. But yeah, certainly just playing one like this on a little screen. We do have a sticky eject button, so there's probably something on there, but we'll clean that with alcohol. And yeah, it's fantastic. Little screen. You don't need to plug it into anything else. Just one plug into the mains, and then you're playing PS1. It's brilliant. It's just a good little bit of nostalgia as well. Yellowing and a bit dirty, but I'm going to do a restoration on this, so I'm going to get it all cleaned, retro bright it, get it looking really nice as well. But yeah, so to get that for free was amazing. Same with the games I got to Fulton. It's always good when you know people who know what passion you've got for this sort of stuff, and they come across things which to a lot of people can be junk, and there's not always value in stuff like this. So I mean, PS2 games, you come across Harry Potter and it's sort of 80 quid, but how many PS2 games have value? There's not many. They're usually 50p, a pound, if that. PS1 consoles themselves, unless they're in the boxes and stuff, or the sort of 8-bit, again, they don't have a great deal of value, but to people like us, it certainly does. And of course, in the future, they'll only get more valuable as there's less of them in the world. So yeah, I think I've got 3 PS1 Slims now, which is a bit excessive, but it's always nice having them, because once these consoles bust, that's it, they bust. So you need spares for parts or whatever. But yeah, John, thank you very much for those. Really look forward to getting that in good nick and getting I'll probably do a video just on the restoration side of it. And then we've had a really good pickup this morning, actually. So I've been flicking through Marketplace and Gumtree, and I've not come across anything worth picking up. I think any good deals are picked up within the first 6 hours of it being on. So you've got to be quick. You've got to check it religiously if you want any sort of luck. And most things are selling for prices which are probably what they're worth, but not that I buy just to make a profit, but I won't look at stuff and think, oh, I want that. I'll look at stuff that I think, oh, if I go and trade that in CEX, I'll double my profit will double from what I've paid, and I can then put that towards the games I actually want. Very rarely do you come across stuff which you really want and they're really cheap. But yeah, you just got to keep searching. So yeah, last night I messaged someone about an ad, and luckily I was the first there. This morning, picked it up, and I've got myself a real bargain. So we'll start off with the one thing that caught my eye. So the one reason why I shown interest, and that was for this green Xbox Slim controller. I'll tell you what I paid for everything at the end, but yeah, I used to have one of these green ones. They look really nice. This is in immaculate condition. The thumbsticks, in fact, the thumbsticks aren't as bad as what I thought. I think they're just dirty. They're actually really good. One issue is it's missing the I think it was called an inline cable or something like that. Obviously, the design is to, if someone trips over your wire, it stops you pulling your console off and just unplugs your controller. I'm sure I'll be able to find one of these. You know, I'll come across a bust controller which will have that part. You know, it's no problem. I'm sure I'll not have any problems running into one of those. But yeah, I've wanted one of these for a while, so an official Xbox controller plus the green coloured one, really nice. So we got that. As well came, so this is a big bundle of stuff. We've got a manual here for the Xbox DVD remote. Now, I think you needed this to be able to watch a DVD. I can't remember exactly, but I used to have one. I didn't have an official one, but you basically plug that in. That's your infrared signal, and then you've got a DVD remote to watch DVDs on your Xbox. I can't remember whether you could just watch a DVD without this or not. I think you needed this, but I could be wrong. And brilliant with the fact that it's the official one. Where do we go to next? Okay, so a bunch of controllers. So after I was talking to the couple for a while about the stuff. They said they were clearing the attic. I think they had woodworm, so they were clearing it so they can do work on the attic. And these are just stuff that the kids had from a child, and they just wanted rid. So I said, have you got anything else? They had 3 controllers which they were throwing. So there's a bust PS2 controller here, another bust PS2 controller, and a bust 360 controller. They were just going to chuck them in the bin. They chucked these in extra just for nothing. I said, look, I can use them as parts if anything. I'll have a look. It doesn't look like any of these will be repairable. They look like they've been smashed with by rage quitting or something. But more than anything, I can, so the 360, I can certainly use these toggles, all the different bits of buttons and whatever. So we'll see. It's always good, again, spare parts. If you are doing a repair, you've got buttons or little anchors which you can use. Okay, which then moves us on to a 360. So this is a 2008 model. It's bleached a bit by the sun, and as always, I've got a 360 boxed, which is quite nice, but I need one of those. I know they come with 2 little springs which allow it to pop back up, but yeah, unfortunately this one doesn't have them neither. Tested this, it works. The only thing that I couldn't get to work was the disc tray. I couldn't get the disc tray open, but I've no doubt that it'll just be something sort of sticky or a build-up of dust. But once I take it apart, I'm sure I'll be able to get in there. We've got 2 hard drives, so we've got a 60GB hard drive and a 20GB hard drive. So that was like the original hard drive that would come on a premium model of the 360. Really nice how it had this chrome band around it. When they revised the models, they then started releasing, so you had the arcade and then you had the 60GB premium. They took off that chrome edging. I'm not sure why, but yeah, they took it off. But it's a shame because this one does look a lot nicer. 2008, I'm guessing from that year that the console came with this 60GB one, whereas this would have been on a previous model. So maybe this was kept from an earlier console, which probably went down with Red Ring of Death. Again, I'll look at restoring this, getting it. It does work as long as I can get the disc tray working. It's fully working, and I think this is the 3rd one of these I've got, which again is excessive, but you never know. you never know when they might go bust. I mean, I bought one not too long ago, a 360 Slim, the 4GB model, working fine, and then one day it got the red dot of death, and I've had a look how you do it. I've tried fixing it on other consoles. It's way too complex for me. So, you know, that's a console I bought, worked really fine, and then doesn't work anymore. I've got a 360 Slim. So this is the glossy model, which is covered in scratches. They always are. It's a real shame, but it's just the way that it's just the paint that's on it. It's just if you go with one of the matte ones, the scratches are less apparent. But yeah, it works fine. I've plugged it in. Disc tray is working fine. Turns on. The only issue was it wasn't reading discs, which again I put down to the sensor. Probably just needs a quick wipe on the lens, but we'll have a look. I have noticed that this one has been into as well, and I was hoping I'd find a hard drive in there, but there isn't, which is a shame, because that would have been a 250GB hard drive in there at one point. Yeah, so I do have a matte version which is bust, so I'll have a look. I might use this for parts and get that matte one up and running. We'll see. And then they came in a box as well, so this is obviously the box for the 250GB console. There's no inserts or anything like that. I've got all the wires and stuff down there, but yeah, it's a shame that there's no inserts, so I'll probably not keep this box, if I'm honest. We'll see. I don't really have space for it. Okay, so yeah, so far we've got an original Xbox controller and DVD playback kit, two 360s. It was sold as spares and repairs. I think they had no interest in just plugging anything. They just wanted rid of it. In fact, it was funny because when I said I'll come take a look, she said it's the prices for everything. You know, can you take everything? I said I'll happily take a lot. And then the best piece of the pickup is this. We've got a boxed Xbox, original Xbox, which I've got a crystal version, but I don't have an original black version. So to get one of these in the box, it's got all the inserts. You know, that it's got like polystyrene inserts and stuff. But one thing which is unusual, which I've not seen before, is this plug for it. So it looks like it's all official, and it's got Xbox written here. This is a sticker that's on there, and it's just, you know, a reset and a test switch. So it's just a safety. I've never seen one of those before. I've always had just a plug with the 2-pin. So yeah, that's really cool. I don't know if that's something they've bought separate or something that came with this model. I'm not sure. If you just chuck a comment below if you do know. I'll have to have a look at that. But yeah, very interesting. We've got the wires for the AV cable with the SCART adapter as well, and then again the polystyrene inserts, and then the console itself. This was it working? Yeah, this. Could I get it working? Okay, so I plugged it. Yes, I did. Sorry. So I turned it on, and it had. Do I have it? It had not die hard. It had driver free. Driver free was inside. So when I turned it on, I was playing that for a bit. Everything was working fine. I think the eject button, I think the tray was a bit sticky, which is very common on these. Again, it's just the dust that gets built up in the rails. So we'll fix that. Other than that, it's working fine. It's in really nice condition. Yeah, it wants a bit of a wipe, but yeah, really good condition, this console. And then one of the best things about getting something boxed, so like that one with no inserts, with no manuals or anything like that, whereas in here we've got the actual manual for the console, how to, the quick setup guide, and then we've even got this card. There is another little card as well. Here it is. For the official Xbox magazine, and I just stuff like this. Obviously, you'd fill that in, send it off, and you'd get a subscription for the magazine. But yeah, I quite like having these bits of extras that, you know, it keeps it original and as close to. If you bought that brand new today and unboxed it, you'd get this sort of stuff in there. So that's everything. So with that whole pickup there, we had a boxed original Xbox with the green controller, missing the inline cable. We had two 360s, one newer model, one of the older models. They've got their issues, but I'm sure I can fix everything that's wrong with them. DVD playback kit, a few bus controllers. There's other bits which I'm not bothered showing, you know, like cooler fans and stuff like that. Cables, and I got all that for £15, which I thought was spot on. Like I said, I saw this green controller, and I thought I'd pay £15 just for one of these. If I bought this for £15 and it didn't have the end, I still would have been happy with that, because I know I can get one. So to get a boxed console with that plus the other stuff, I think I've got really lucky there. And not just that, but I was speaking with them. They said they've got other stuff up in the attic. They said, am I interested in games? I said yes. They said when they go up there and they sort more stuff out, they'll get in touch with me. So hopefully I'll get more deals off them as well. Okay, and that's everything. So yeah, that's pickups over the course of 3 months. The last 3 months. I'm not as active. I look on Marketplace and stuff like that, but I've not been at car boots. I've not gone out to charity shops as much as I normally would. And yeah, I've just been spending a lot of time playing. What have I played? So Assassin's Creed was. So where are we? I don't know why I'm getting this out to show you, because everyone knows what Assassin's Creed is. But basically, I must have tried to play this 5 or 6 times. In the first 5 years of its release. Could never get into it. I found myself being impatient, bored, just sat there waiting for someone to talk and then just stabbing them. I didn't really understand it. And then, yeah, recently I turned it on. I was like, go on, let's give it another go. I got past the tutorial part, got a bit further into it, and I started to really enjoy it then. Once I learned the combat style and stuff like that, I learned that it was a fantastic game. Ended up finishing that one. And then I moved on from there to Elder Scrolls Oblivion, and I've not finished that yet. That's what I'm currently playing, and I'm probably like 60 hours into that. It's ridiculous, but it is a game which requires a lot of hours. And so yeah, so I spent a lot of time just actually playing the stuff that I pick up, which I tend to do quite a lot. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, so that's it. That's my pickups. Some good stuff there. Nothing amazing, but yeah, I'm quite happy with what I've grabbed. I think I've got a lot there for either free or really cheap. So yeah, really chuffed. And yeah, I've like I said, I've started watching videos again. I've probably had I've gone a solid 2 months without watching anyone's videos. We can't always be there 24/7, and we all understand that. But I'm enjoying watching again and sort of getting deeper into the hobby again. And hopefully we'll keep expanding on my own little collection. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Okay, cheers, bye bye.